importantang part sa akin ay history and prominent thinkers. But let me first introduce what is socialism. Socialism came from the Latin word sociare, means to combine or to share, defined as opposition to capitalism. A social and economic doctrine that calls for public rather than private ownership or control of property and natural resources. In socialism, the community is most important than individuals. Dito na tayo sa history of socialism. Nakabulit lang yung ginawa ko and dun nakalagay naman yun sa PowerPoint namin. History of socialism. Its intellectual roots, however, reach back almost as far as recorded, though even as far as Moses. Can be seen on the works of Plato, the Republic, the idea regarding the guardians, but its origin lie in the 19th century in response to the growth of industrial capitalism. Dito naman tayo sa mga famous socialist thinkers. Number 1 is si Claude Henry de Saint-Simon. Pinanganak siya noong 1760, namatay siya noong 1825. He believed that science and technology would solve most of humanity problems. Accordingly, in opposition to feudalism and militarism, he advocated an arrangement whereby businessmen and other industrial leaders would control society. The spiritual direction of society would be in the hands of scientists and engineers, who would thus take the place occupied by Roman Catholic Church in the European Middle Ages. What Saint-Simon desired, in other words, was an industrial state directed by modern science, and one in which society would be organized for productive labor by the most capable men. Next is si Robert Owen, 1870-1924. Early socialist pioneer, his new Lanark factories were a model for giving workers better conditions. He also advocated a form of utopian socialism and cooperative communities. Next is yung pinaka-famous si Karl Marx, nanganak noong 1880, namatay noong 1883, was the foremost socialist intellectual. His work, thus Capital, formed the basis of Marxism. With Friedrich Engels, he published the Communist Manifesto, a radical agenda for communist revolution. Next is si Friedrich Engels, was a great supporter and collaborator with Karl Marx. He helped write and publish the Communist Manifesto. His own work, Condition of the Working Classes, was a landmark study into the industrial proletariat.
So, good day, and I'm here to discuss some key ideas or some key points about socialism. First, let's define socialism. So, socialism came from the Latin word sociare, that means to share or to combine. It is also defined as an opposition to capitalism. That is why it is a social and economic doctrine that calls for public property and natural resources. So, in socialism, the community is the most important than individual. So, mas importante ang community than sa individual. So, here are some key ideas of socialism. The first is collectivism. So, collectivism, I said before, the community is the most important rather than individual. So, it is collectivism. So, another one is social equality. So, what is social equality? When we say social equality, it is a equal opportunity or equal chances to all to work or to do something. So, By that, we can also achieve economic equality. If we have social equality, we have the opportunity, we have the chances, so we can attain that economic equality. Another one is, it is opposed to capitalism, because capitalism is a private ownership, right? In socialism, there is no private ownership. Rather, there's a common ownership. So, common ownership is owned by a certain group or by a number of people, but not an individual. So, it is also said that in socialism, human beings are capable of self-fulfillment if given time, if given opportunity in society. So, yun nga. Pag nabigyan ng chance ng tao na equal chance or opportunity, a person can flourish or umunlad. So, when talking about socialism, there are two main ideas or anong socialism kaisipan. So, the first is utopian socialism. So, when we heard utopia, we know its meaning is the perfect state or a perfect world. So, if we will in utopian socialism, we can achieve this if the private owners or the factory owners or the capitalists give up their means of production to the masses. So, nangyayari yun kapag binigay ng factory owner sa mga tao ang means ng production. So, by that, we can achieve social equality and economic equality. So, it is utopian socialism. So, it's fair and yeah. So, another one is Marxian socialism. So, came from the word Marx, Karl Marx. So, dito naman, sinasabi na throughout history, there is a class struggle between bourgeois or the proletariat, the masters, the slaves. Throughout history, there's a class struggle. So, by that, it opposes the working class. Sabi, isang thoughts kasi nito is it opposes capitalism kasi it promotes na inequality. So, paano ma-achieve ang Marxian socialism is by means of revolution or overthrowing those in power by means of revolution. So, evolution today. So, in utopian socialism, there's peaceful siya and surrendering, ibig sabihin, payapa. In Marxian naman, there is by means of revolution. So, itong Marxian socialism is the road to communism. So, there's a common misconception about socialism and communism. So, they are different. So, what are their difference? So, sabi dito, socialism suggests that contribution is made from everyone. So, sa communism, everyone in society contribute and work according to their ability and gets back everything according to their need. While sa socialism nga, what you reap is what you sow. You will get something kapalit nung binigay mong trabaho. While sa communism, bibigyan ka kung ano yung kailangan mo. So, they are different in many ways, but they intertwine to each other. So, they're different, but they complement each other. So, that's it.
Good day to everyone. My name is Cage Glenn Alcaraz mula sa BAPS 3-4 and i-discuss ko sa inyo ang konting kaalaman mula sa socialist countries in the 20th century. In the 20th century, particularly after the Russian Revolution of 1917 and the formation of the Soviet Union, social democracy and communism emerged as the two most dominant socialist movements throughout the world. So, yun daw po. Pagkatapos daw po ng Russian Revolution noong 1917 at pagbuo ng Unyong Soviet, ang demokrasyang panlipunan at komunismo ay lumitaw bilang dalawang pinakapangibabaw o pinakamataas na kilusang sosyalista sa buong mundo. By the end of 1920s, Lenin's revolution, focused view of socialism had given way to the foundation of the Communist Party of the Soviet Union and its consolidation of absolute power under the Joseph Stalin. Yan, pagkatapos daw po ng 1920s, nakatuon ang revolusyon ni Lenin sa pagtingin sa sosyalismo na nagbigay daan sa pundasyon ng Partidong Komunista ng Union Soviet at ang pagsasama nito sa ganap na kapangyarihan sa ilalim ni Joseph Stalin. At Joseph Stalin. At the Soviet and other communists joined force with other socialist movement in resisting fascism after World War II. With this alliance dissolved as the Soviet Union established communist regimes across Eastern Europe. So, ang Soviet at ang iba pang mga komunista daw ay sumali sa pwersa ng iba pang mga kilusang sosyalista upang labanan ang fasismo. Matapos ang World War II daw, ang alyansang ito ay natunaw habang itinatag ng Soviet Union ang mga rehimeng komunista sa buong silangang Europa. At dagdag ko lang, with the collapse of these regimes in the late 1980s and the ultimate fall of the Soviet Union itself in 1991, communism as a global political force was greatly diminished. Only China, Cuba, North Korea, Laos, and Vietnam remain communist state. So, yun daw po, nung late 1980s, nabawasan daw po ang komunismong pwersa na pandaigdig. Sa pandaigdigang pwersa na pampolitika. Tanging ang China, Cuba, North Korea, Laos, at Vietnam lamang ang nananatiling mga estado ng komunista. Then, ang ilang pang kaalaman mula sa socialism ay papaliwanag ng aking mga kagrupo. Hintay lang kayo. Bye-bye!